Hi! Hello everyone and welcome to this Scarland Savage World actual play. This is part of Onyx Pass virtual convention for 2025. And This is the first actual play of the day. There will be a lot of panels later on the Onyx Pass Twitch channel. But the actual plays will be here on this channel, Plastic Edge Plays. So let's start by meeting our players. If you could all introduce yourself. What are your pronouns? What character are you playing? And what are their pronouns as well? And let's start with you, Ryan.
Yes, my name is Ryan, Comrade Bubbles. My pronouns are they, any. I am playing the Manticore Scout Zola. I'm also moderating the chat and running tech. Apologies, my OBS appears to be haunted this morning, so if there is a weird background noise, I don't know where it's coming from. I've tried everything I can to find out what it is. It's just happening. And that's me for now.
Thanks. Bliss.
Hello, I am Bliss Steele, she, her. I am playing, I think it's pronounced Zoxy. I don't know. I keep wanting to say Shioshi because that's Chinese for like taking a nap. It's one of my favorite words. And they are a Charduni dwarf thief. And yeah, excited to be here.
Thanks. Josie.
Hi, my name is Josie, they, them, and I shall be playing Stribok, also a they, them, because there is no gender in death, right? This is my first time playing Scarred Lands, no, not Scarred Lands, Savage Worlds, so I really hope it's going to be okay. I hope.
It will be, I'm sure. Minty.
Hi everyone, I'm Minty Bow, they, Any, and I will be playing Sivin, the Slytherin Druid, a little brown brat that just really wants to show you how amazing nature could be. Don't worry about the blood.
Fantastic. And I'm Alain, I will be your DM. This is my first time playing Savage Worlds 2, so we're going to maybe cut some corner around some of the rules, but it's fine. What matters is that we are going to have fun. So a couple of words about the Skylands for those of you who may not know this setting. It's a world that has been devastated by a apocalyptic war between the gods and the titans around 150 years ago. So it's still in living memory of some people, in particularly dwarves and elves who live quite long after. And this war has really marked the land and wounded and scarred the world. So for example, there is a sea full of blood of a titan that is chained at the bottom of the sea and that is bleeding permanently because his heart has been ripped out. There is a canyon that has been opened when a god struck his sword into the mountain. And there is a desert that has been expanded and burnt as a titan of fire and iron created gigantic armies of goblins and sutags and other species in that region. The people of the Scarred Lands generally consider themselves divided into two categories. The divine races who ally themselves with the gods, and that are your typical traditional fantasy races, so humans, elves, dwarves, halflings. And then on the other side, you have the Titan spawn races who sided with the Titan during the Devon War. So that's generally anything that is slightly monstrous. So you get here your orcs, your goblins, your Azati, who are the snake folk. You have the Slytherin, who are the rat folk, and other various species. But then some of these species have also, since the end of the war, started converting to the worship of the gods. And they have become what we called redeemed. And for example, Sivun, played by Minty, is one of these redeemed people. And even in these different groups, there are different subgroups. And it's a web of hatred and enmities that dates for a long time between all these different groups. And that's a web that we are going to navigate in this adventure that's called A Line in the Sand, in which you are going to assist a caravan, a merchant caravan, go from Lokiel in the south of the Ukudan Desert up to Darakir. So you've been hired by Aurelia Asuras. So the Asuras family is the biggest merchant house in Gelsbad. They are well known for dealing with all kind of people, and there is some rumors that during the Divine War, notably, they made not packs, but they sold and bought stuff to both camps, and it's something that they do still to this day. They have merchant contact with different sides of different wars. So Aurelia, he is trying to cross the deserts from Lokiel here in the map to Provark here in the south point of Darakir. What they want to do is not follow the traditional route. Typically, merchant caravans that go from Lokiel to Darakir, they don't cross the Ukudan Desert because it's too dangerous. The Ukudan Desert is the home of Sutax and Slytherin and Azat and all other sort of people who still honor the Titans. So generally, merchant caravan go around it. And between at the border between the desert and the mountains. So in this direction. But today you are going to cross the desert. So a couple of words on the caravan, because it's not only the Asuras, but they have also a certain number of travelers coming with them. So can you see the chain of page on the Roll20 web?
Yeah, we can see it, but the Twitch chat can't, just for reference.
Yes, yeah, it's fine. It's for your reference.
Cool.
So the core of the caravan is 5 wagons that are manned by the Asuras family. And they are weird wagons because their wheels, instead of having 4 very big wheels, they have 10 smaller wooden wheels. So they are smaller in height, but they are much wider in their breadth. And that's probably, you assume that it's to be able to crawl on the sand more easily. The caravan is heavily guarded, mostly by mercenaries from the Crimson Legion. So the Crimson Legion is the most spread mercenary group in Gelsbad. They have the reputation to be cheap, but if it's cheap, then you often get what you pay for. So they may not be the most reliable, and that's why there is quite a lot of guards. Generally, when people hire the Crimson Legions, they just hire a lot of them, and if there is some casualties, it's fine. So other than that, there are different groups, and you are part of the group that defends the caravan. You have been assigned to the rear guard here that you're going to protect with other mercenaries from the Crimson Legion. Other than that, there are different groups of travelers. The first one is a small group of Calastians. They are centered around a teenage boy who is probably the son of a duke or a baron or some kind of lordling. And he's there with his retinue and with some additional soldiers from Calastia. But it's clear that these soldiers are here to protect the lordling and not the caravan itself. Then there is a group of halflings who are mostly, some of them are bards, some of them are merchants. Then there is the Asuras group. Then there are two scholars from Lokiel. So they are humans, or they are probably very close to one another, either close friends or brother or something. And then there is a small group of refugees. You're not sure where they come from. They are 2 adults and 5 children of mixed species, human, orcs, dwarves mostly. And they are accompanied by a very big dog, a Saint Bernard, a quite old dog, and he's covered in a lot of fur. And you are thinking, your first thought when looking at the dog is that in the desert, he's going to suffer. I mean, you are going to suffer too from the heat, but that little guy is also going to suffer as well. And finally, there are 3 elves. They are definitely fighters. They have weapons with them. They are wood elves, presumably. They look green and not really open to discuss with anyone. But yeah, they are here. Yes, so one of the first things that will happen during the trip is that someone from the Asuras group is going to come to you. He's a halfling, quite strong halfling, let's say. He has eaten or drunk, well, not drunk, but he likes probably food and drink. He's dressed in very plain clothes, and he has a symbol of Enkidu on his chest. And he presents himself as, let me get his name again, that's Horel. And hi, nice to meet you all. I'm the water priest of this caravan, which means that I'm essentially just here to provide water for everyone during the trip. So nice to meet you. And I also I will give some sermon regularly so that we can pray to the gods during our trip, and hopefully maybe keep the Titan spawn at bay. I wanted to meet you first and to know which gods do you pray, so that when I say my daily sermon, I pray to I give prayers to the gods that you serve. And he turns to Soxy, and he says, well, you know, the Calastians already asked me to pray for Chardun, so I imagine you're already set. What about the others?
So for people watching who don't have the this Gauntlet of Spurgos, I think. My character Zola is a Manticora, which is a lion-like humanoid. Human ears, but kind of a very abbreviated snout, cat-like eyes, fangs, and then the cat-like legs. And just kind of gives that really unsettling, unblinking cat stare to this halfling. Yes.
I mean, I would say Daniel.
Just blink slowly. Vangle.
Oh, well, that's fine. I was already going to say prayer to Vanguard anyway, so it's okay. That's fine. You see that is a little bit unsettled, but he tries to hide it a bit. Okay, so Vanguard, Chardun for you, and the other two. You, Mr. So he's turning to Stribok.
I think Denev will do.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. And you, Mr.
For the audience playing along at home, there is just this little creature of 5 foot stature in a traveling shop that they pull back the hood, and it's a light brown. Why was I about to say Skaven? Wrong system. Apologies. A light brown rat folk Slytherin, and she just looks to him. Devin prefers action to words. Match them.
I understand that I'm going to give you the water of the god, and that's what we're going to do along this journey. So I cannot give it to someone who doesn't respect the gods. And then he looks at Stribok or Denev, of course. I mean, we all love Denev too. I mean,
Denev is fine.
oh, okay. Thank you very much. Well, I let you be. I just want to check with you, Bliss, because so he assumes that we're worshipping Chardun, but I'm not sure that that's the case. So I don't know how you want to react to that.
Whether it's okay or not, I'll just let him believe whatever, you know.
Okay.
I'm easy.
Okay. Perfect. So is going to do a little bow and leave it there and leave you to your own device. And the trip will start. So the beginning of the journey, it's a kind of rocky terrain. It's already very warm, but you're still traveling during the day. But you are taking long breaks at noon to avoid the heat of the sun. And at some point, the rocky desert will turn into a sand desert, and further heat will become very unbearable. So you're going to stop during the day and navigate during the night. And you'll see what they are going to do with the caravan is that with the wagons specifically, they are going to set some tracks around the wheels of the wagons and transform them into a kind of sand crawlers in a way to help them navigate the sand. Is there something that you want to do during this first part of the trip? Maybe discuss with one of the group or the other specifically?
So I'm a scout, so I guess I'd be making checking, sorry, if they want any assistance with that kind of travel, with that aspect of the travel. I may come across as, brusque and aggressive, but I do care about, I have the loyal and selfless hindrances. I do care about the people under my protection, and I will do my best to serve them and protect them. So yeah, I check see if they want my help. If not, just vibe at the back with the rear guard.
Yes. Can you draw a card, please?
Yes.
I just want to check which of the scouts you meet. So you meet a half elf in the vanguard. So all the scouts are in the vanguard. Something that I forgot to mention is that everyone is on camelbacks. They only have a couple of horses, and the horses are dedicated solely for scouts and outriders in the vanguard. So you're going to meet with an half elf. She's called Yele, and she's like, hi, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. So you want to help us scout? Yeah, sure. We essentially what we do with Spesna is that we rotate when she right now she's scouting and I'm taking rest, but then I will relay her. If you want, we can include you in that rotation. Would
Works
that
for
be
me.
fine? Yeah, fine. Okay. Hey, do you come from Leonie by any chance?
I just nod, my eyes kind of drifting to the horizon to check that there's nothing approaching us.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so I mean, we're going to call you when we need you. Right now, I mean, Pesna is out. She might come back in a couple of hours. So you will be integrated into the scouting party. And can you make a survival check, please?
I sure can. Cool.
So nice.
A raise.
A raise, yes, exactly. So you notice that there are eyes on the caravans, clearly. And you believe that they are Sutaks. They stay quite far away. They are following you from a distance. Sutaks or Ironbread, I mean, you can't tell right now. For the viewers at home, so the Sutaks refer to these horse people who are still Titanspawn, and Ironbread refers to the one who have become, let's say, redeemed and turned to the worship of the god. But they are the same species. If you look at one, you cannot really tell if one is Sutak or Ironbread, unless they wear special markings or tattoos or symbols. And you know that there is another group that's watching, and they are really well hidden. You know they are here, you don't know who they are.
I relay that to, is it Gilly? Gile?
Yes, Yilei.
Gile? I relay that to Gile before I head back to the rear guard, and then I'll inform the rear guard and any of the caravan guards that I pass along the way. And just for full disclosure, because of being Manticora, I have the enemy major hindrance regarding Sutak, and they will target me first in combat and do everything in their power to hinder my goals.
Yes, duly noted. All right. Someone else wants to do something fun with the caravan?
So we've also been informed that there's the Sotark.
Yes.
I'm not so happy with that. Do you know of anyone who needs some assistance in something?
Clearly, the refugees, this group here, the children cry a lot during the night. They are all everyone else is globally 1 camel per person, and here they have like 3 camels in total for the 7 of them. They are in their clothes are in very poor condition. The elder dwarf doesn't move really a lot on a camel. The woman orc tries to keep everyone in check, but they are quite apathetic as well. It's hard for them.
Okay. Since I do have like I'm gonna need a refresh on the system anyway. Since I do have the background of being a Holofaustian doctor,
Yeah.
I might not even like actually try to heal anything, but just give them a checkup to feel like to make them feel like they're cared for in some way,
Okay.
even if it's just placebo effect.
Yeah. Can you make let's say a healing check? I think that would be good.
I have a six-sided die in that, so I just click that die. Sorry.
You click on the die on the left, I think.
Okay. No trait modifier. Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, there is a wild die here that saves you a bit. Also, I forgot to mention, but you start all with one Benny. So you can use bennies to reroll a check or to soak a wound or to do other things. But yes. And by the way, Ryan, you get one Benny. You earn one more Benny.
I'm just like not really trying to take like big care of
Yes.
them, anything, but just like examine them like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
So
this is gonna be fine. It might hurt a little now, but like
yeah.
this will heal on itself. Blah 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 blah. Pretend to have empathy.
Yeah. So they seem quite relieved. To be honest, one of them is going to ask you, well, are you a cleric? I heard that clerics heal.
I am not a cleric, but I am a doctor. It's a different type of taking care of people and their bodies.
Oh. Um, can you take care of Susie? And so she hands you her doll. And the doll is in like there is one arm that is missing, one eye that pops out. Uh,
Well, I was fidgeting with my actual teddy bear, so
I'm sorry.
Well, I could find a replacement arm for Susie, and I could take care of her eye. Would you like that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Turns away from the group, immediately drops a smile. And goes ask my group in this deathpan town, does anyone have a needle and thread?
I'm a scout. I probably have some way of repairing my gear, so just without a word, just reach into a pouch and offer it.
I'm thinking if I could actually use this and how difficult the role would gonna be. I'm gonna try to I'm going to rip a tiny bit of my robe off to give the poor doll an eye patch
Okay.
to put the eye in place, and then find something else, even if it's just like a stick, and wrap it in like a same like ribbon and attach it to the doll.
Okay. Nice. Can you make a smart check?
Where is that on the sheet? Smart's there. Yes.
Nice. So you managed to patch something that looks like a doll, even if it's a doll with a wooden arm. It's fine.
Um, I turned back to the child and said, "Here, it has a working arm again, and
Oh,
the eye patch will help it heal eventually."
yeah, thank you very much. And she hugs you. So the orc comes to you and says, "Well, thanks a lot for caring for them. What we don't have a lot, but what can I give you? I mean,
What do you mean can give? It's fine.
I mean, you it's a service that you're giving us. I mean, yeah, I don't expect.
The service that I give provides that no one is either left behind or makes us go slower. So that's the reward in and of itself for me, but I'm not going to say no to anything extra.
All right. Can you make a persuasion check?
Persuasion. Oh, I'm not very good at that.
Yeah. So she shrugs and says, "Well, still, thank you, thank you." You notice that she has bandage on her right shoulder, but that she's trying to hide it. So you do with that whatever you want.
Well, she's still walking, so
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And she's carrying a very big axe on her back. All right. Bliss or Minty, is there something that you want to do? You gain Benia, so Josie.
I imagine, are we still in this rockier part of the outskirts of the desert, or have we fully entered the sands?
You are in the transition zone, so there are still patches of rock or at least hard surface, but the dunes are a bit more further away.
Before they hit the dunes, Sivan's going to find the closest rocky outcropping that gets them some elevation. She's not wanting to play mountaineer, but enough to see the skies and the horizon out past. And they're looking to see, are there any signs of sandstorms, bad weather, any natural delays? This is far from the marshes she's used to, but Denev offers signs if you're smart enough to read them.
Yes. Can you make a survival check?
Yes, I can. Do. Well, that's certainly a number.
Yeah, it is. You think that there is something coming.
Doing the stereotypical with the staff pose of wise old person, except it's just a very rough looking rat looking at the horizon.
Yeah. All right.
And they'll hop down and head back to the rear guard to share that there's potential trouble brewing on the horizon.
Okay.
They don't know what.
The Crimson Legionnaires around you, one of them is going to ask you, well, what kind of trouble? Sutax? Are we going to fight?
I do not know if this is fighting or avoiding. Avoidance is best for this part of the adventure, though. We need to reserve our resources for later on. Besides, entering a desert exhausted is a surefire way to end up dead.
But I mean, if there are Sutax, we should go and find them. And I mean, they are Titan spawn.
And if they are not Sudax and it is simply a sandstorm, you'll be running headlong into your peril and doom, and potentially doom the rest of your caravan. You must think with your mind. This is not our place. We are visitors, travelers. Denev is gracious, but she is not completely compassionate to our struggles.
Can you make a persuasion check?
I sure can. I'm not going to promise anything major with it.
Yeah, he looks at you. He's a human, maybe 20, 30 years old, or low 20 years old. Have you smoked or took something? Because if you did, I want some of it. Sounds good.
survive, and perhaps I will share.
Ah, good, my friend. Good friend.
Just watching him, fully thinking in her mind, oh, he's gonna die first.
He's clearly young, inexperienced, and you feel that he wants to fight.
The world has enough fighting. It finds you. If you go finding it, you're not finding a fight, you're finding your demise.
Yeah, whatever. Bliss, is there something or someone you want to talk to?
So I have a curious hindrance. I'd like to see if I can like eavesdrop on any conversations or find out like what the vibe is if we're gonna have to deal with any like infighting or anything like that, if people have an issue with each other, if any of the different factions are talking smack or anything like that.
Of course. Can you make so do you try to hide your presence when doing so or not?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I'm a thief.
Then I'm going to ask you for a stealth check.
Okay.
Right. So you manage to eavesdrop on some conversations quite unnoticed, and you quickly understand that there are several groups that are just brewing or boiling, uh, and that there is some antagonism between some of the groups. So what you can notice first is that the refugees are afraid of the Calastians. And the adults have clearly told the kids to not go to the head of the caravan. And on the other hand, the Calastians, when you approach them and listen to, they are talking smack on everyone, mostly. Mostly the elves. And you understand now why they are on two different sides of the caravan. But you feel also a lot of contempt for the halflings as well.
Sorry, guys, I have to step away for.
Okay, sure. So while we wait, yeah, Josie, you will notice that some of the halflings, and in particular the bards, are going to visit the refugees and play with them and play some music for them, teach them how to play music. Yes, that's something that you can notice as well.
I'm keeping an eye on the kids, especially, and like in general, when like observing the entirety of the caravan. I swear I'm not a creep. It's for a different reason.
Okay.
I'm also a creep, but not that type of creep. And just in general, keep an eye out for like what everyone's energy levels are a little. Just like try to see if you would advance into the desert, who we would lose first. And
Okay.
if the person we lose first is lost, are they worth recycling?
Okay. So can you make a survival check, please?
Yes. Reduce.
It's not necromancy. It's
reuse. Rikikli.
That's the exact opinion
Hey!
that my necromancer in the Wild Hunters has as well.
Okay. So the first are going to be the refugees. And they are not going to make it by themselves. And maybe the orc could make a good servant because she's strong and let's say muscular in terms of build. But the others, they are just kids, they are 10s, maybe less. The dog would make a nice rug, I believe. There's something that is very curious to you when you analyze this, is that you are sure that the elves, they could do this trip by themselves. Without you, they would be faster.
Yes.
But they don't do it by themselves. So you think that there is something weird going on there. The halflings might have some troubles, and the scholars as well. Mostly the scholars, because to be honest, they have on their camels, they have set a kind of drawing board, and they are making a map of your travel and where you are going to, and they are comparing with other maps and notes, and they are discussing among themselves. Yeah, they will be second after the 3 years, and they won't last long unless they know how to use their staff and their magic, because you don't know, maybe they are actually wizards or something.
Yeah, I figured that as someone looking quite unsuspicious myself, I should not underestimate people that look like they're kind of smart, because you can do a lot with your brain. So I'm just trying to like figure out like who should I keep alive, because I can also heal, and who would be, I wouldn't say better off dead, but better off dead in my possession.
Yeah.
That's the thing we're going for.
And the last group, the third group that would be lost first would be the halflings. They don't seem to have any way to defend themselves. They don't seem to have a lot of experience with the deserts. But they are halfling bodies, so there are 10 of them, but that's made like 5 humans total. It may not be worth it, because they are weaklings a little bit. That's what you think, I mean.
I love you some fantasy racism.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I will keep that in mind for when someone goes down, to make an educated decision.
Okay.
How are the Crimson Legion treating us? Because obviously they're a more formal band of militarily trained people than we are.
They mostly treat you with a certain distance. It's like you're not one of us. You're stealing our job, in a way. Or it's more like, well, the Astras think that we are not good enough because they are hiring these adventurers instead of us. So it's a bit of resentment against the Astras as well. But then they are paid by the Astras. So they don't, some of them might invite you for a drink at camp or so forth, but mostly they keep their distance. And let me check something really quick. So the sergeant that manages the section of the rear guard, she's actually a nice lady. But you feel that she doesn't have a lot of authority on her soldiers. And in terms of military tactics, that may not be the most appropriate stance to have. That
Thank you.
That's
I was
okay.
just assembling a list of people to protect should
Yes.
the worst happen.
Yes. Bliss, you were, and I forgot already. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
What you were doing before we got interrupted?
Seeing what the general vibe
Yes,
is
yes,
between
yes.
everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. It's fine. So yeah, the refugees are afraid of Scalastians who hate everyone else.
Yeah.
You feel that the halflings keep their distance with the Calastians as well. The scholars, they don't pay attention to anyone. As I said to the others, they have set up a kind of desk on the camels, and they are taking maps and diagrams of what you are doing and comparing that with notes and books and whatnot. And yeah, and the elves keep to themselves. They are very hard to read, but you feel also that they have a lot of they are not very happy, to say the least. They are quite grim and serious. Something weird that you can see is that there is one of the wagons that serves as a private quarters, so that's where Aurelia comes to rest and sometimes discuss important things with her, let's say, quartermaster and our advisors, let's say. This wagon is always protected by 2 mercenaries or 2 guards, and generally only one of them, but they are only 2 and they rotate. They are not Crimson Legionaries, and you feel that they have a lot of disdain for the mercenaries around them. And one of them is a dwarf, and the other one is a creature that I'm not sure that you have seen in your life. He's a very tall humanoid, completely bald, and she is actually, sorry, completely bald. She has skin dark as smoke, and she has a lot of freckles, but her freckles are not pink or red. They are white or gray or light grays, as if they were like ash peppered all over her face and her arms. And these 2 mercenaries these 2 guards, sorry, seems to be very cautious about who comes near that wagon. All right. Ryan, during one of your scouting party, so you know that you are going to arrive to an oasis soon, and so you have been sent to scout that oasis. So you found it, no problem, but you find that there is already a lot of humans and orcs at that oasis. You have not been seen yet, but you're still a bit far away. What do you want to do?
Were we expecting other people to be at the Oasis?
Yelei told you that it would be possible, but improbable.
Okay.
And not in such large number.
In which case, my priority is the caravan, so I will go back to the Vanguard and inform the Vanguard, just of what I've seen, and then maybe to slow their advance so that I can go back and see what the reception's going to be like. See if they're just going to be hostile from the get-go, or if they're open to sharing the Oasis with us.
Yeah. So you come back, you do your report to Yelei, and she will ask you to stay there for now. she's going to meet with Aurelia. They discuss a little bit. And then, so she and Aurelia are going to come back to the Vanguard. And Aurelia, so she's a 30-something years old woman. She gives an air of being very assertive and very direct. So she comes to you and say, okay, I want you to take your group of people, with the thrower at the back, and go to them and to these people and do whatever you can so that we can stay for the next day here. I don't mind if you need to drive them away, if you need to negotiate with them, if you need to kill them. I quite don't care as long as we have a room there. All right. Here, and she gives you a small wooden box. If you need to provide some monetary persuasion, that's here. So she gives it to you. If they don't take it, bring it back. Otherwise, it's going to be taken off your pay.
Seems fair to me. And I'll ride back to the rear guard. And I assume that they're all together because that would be the easiest for everyone involved.
Yes.
But we have a potential problem. Aurelia's sent us to deal with it.
I assume this is not something simple if it's all four of us then.
A large group of humans and orcs at the Oasis. We are to resolve the situation in whatever way we can.
How large are we talking?
How large, Alain?
You think that they are 30 or 40, something like that.
Oh dear.
And you don't know if they are all combatants, but even if it's like half of them combatants, it's more or less equal in terms of numbers to your own combatants.
Don't relay that information. We have a small amount of money. If they're amenable to us buying access for a day. If not, we're to kill them or drive them off, which would be difficult with these numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Give it a shot.
One of the so do you take some precautions when doing this discussion, or do you do it close enough for the Crimson Legionaries of the rearguard to hear you?
I don't think I'd really give that any consideration, so it would just be based on how close to the Crimson Legionaries the three are.
So Minty, the young mercenary that you talked to earlier, is going to come here, so to come to you and say, hey, I heard that you are going to have some kind of party expedition to drive to... Can I come?
If I tell you no, you wouldn't listen, would you?
I mean, it's not like we are doing really anything here, and I mean, they can handle themselves. I mean, it's not like I'm really useful right here, right now, but if it's going to make some aggressive negotiations, I'm your man.
You wouldn't be my man after a fortnight. Very well. And she just gestures with her staff. If he wants to come and observe and maybe learn something without dying, hey, either he learns or nature does what nature does and selects who's fitter.
So their sergeant arrives because she hasn't really listened to whatever happens. So I imagine she will explain quickly what's going on, and she will look at the young mercenary and say, "Well, yeah, sure. If he was to come, I mean, what bad thing can happen, right?" Just make sure that he comes back alive. I mean,
So make sure he comes back. Okay.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't like the look you said that with.
You
And
don't
it's
Hmm?
Simon's just looking at Strybok like just head tilted because they caught the one word deduction from that sentence.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Sivan.
Like I said, actions are much louder than talk. Nature relies on action, not pretty words.
I don't think I rely on pretty words either. So we're good.
So, so your little group is going to move forward. You are going to be given horses for that, just so that you can move a little bit faster, and notably, for example, escape if need be. And Ryan, you know that they have horses. You saw that. What's your approach? Do you go there stealthily, or do you go right in the open?
I would defer to more diplomatic members of this adventuring party and their judgment in this matter.
Well, that's certainly not Sibin. The moment that kind of sentiment comes up, she just turns and looks to the other two.
It's not me either. I'm staying behind.
I think we're all quite diplomatically impaired. So if we're not going on diplomatic capabilities, our game, I don't know what languages everyone speaks, but I have 4 of them. So maybe that would make sense for me to then start talking and figure out if like it's a different one.
Yeah,
But for some reason, I
obviously,
got 1, 2, 3, 4 languages.
I think Lydian's the common language in this area.
I
Yeah.
see that Josie, you speak Ukrudan, which is the language of the desert.
Of the what?
Of the desert in which you
Okay.
are.
Okay.
Or probably that's the language that these people talk.
So I speak Ukrudan, I speak Sutak, I speak Lydian, and I speak another one.
Dunan.
Yes. So I guess I'll do the beginning of the talking and some translation if required.
Yeah, I say this isn't based on anything. Like, but I say it's gonna be really hard for us to sneak up in the middle of a desert anyways. So I say we just kind of go in with smiling faces. Hello, no problems here. Just wanna talk. Just wanna talk.
Okay. So you approach the oasis, and so you see what Ryan saw. There are a little bit more than 40 people. Some of them are women and children, but they are all adults are armed with something. Humans and orcs in equal proportion. And so as you approach, there is a group of 2 orcs mounted on horses that come to you and come to meet you. Hi there. And he speaks in Lydian, but with a very strong accent. Who are you? And what are you doing in our territory?
Hi, my name is Tribok, and this is the rest of my troop. And we have been sent by our caravan to please humbly request if we could spend a day at this oasis you already occupy, so we can just recharge and rest up to make sure we don't die in the desert the next morning.
Come with us. We're going to bring you to our chief.
Okay.
So they turn around and lead you to the oasis. When you arrive at the entrance of their camp, they turn back to you and ask you to kindly drop your weapons.
Do I have any? I have a staff. Question, do I need my staff in order to cast?
No,
Okay.
but you can also argue that it's not a weapon. But
Okay.
it's your choice.
I, without a problem, drop my staff.
All right. And there is a human, a young woman who comes to take all of your weapons, at least the ones that you give. Is there one of you who doesn't give something and who tries to hide it?
I will put down my crossbow, but I would like to try to hide one of my daggers. I have 4.
Yes. Make a stealth check, please.
I can't hold all these daggers.
Too many daggers, not enough space.
Okay, you can hide the 4 of them if you want.
All right. No daggers here. I'm just a lowly crossbowman.
Yeah.
For the record, that was a result of 1 on the wild die and then a 16 on the skill die with 2 aces.
Yeah.
Target number's 4.
I'm very good at hiding stuff.
Like that cleavage is sharp. I don't know what your gender is,
Yeah.
but you now have a cleavage of metal.
All right. And they put your weapons in a kind of bag and set it aside, so that hopefully you can take them back after the negotiation. So they bring you to a tent in which you can hear some music. So the orc that comes with you enters first, say a couple of words, the music stops, and then he comes back and invites you in. So in the tent, there is a group of people. There is one human who is quite old. He is bald, with a little bit of gray hair, with a lot of wrinkles on his skin, and he's dressed with a kind of red robe, and he's clearly like the chief of this small place because he's sitting in the center. On the side, there are 2 bards or troubadours or humans and orc, one playing the drums, one playing kind of flute. And there was people playing that you heard before. And on the other side, there is what you believe are the children or maybe grandchildren of that chieftain. And they are both half orcs and young adults, let's say. So the chieftain stands up and says, "Well, welcome, noble traveler, to our camp." And he speaks in Lydian with the same accent as the orc before, but
Do I recognize the accents?
you can make a Lydian check.
A Lydian check. How
and
gonna?
a D6.
That's just a D6, and yeah, that's everything. So how just roll a D6.
Roll a D6. Maybe just use a skill that you have at D6, and that will be fine.
Okay. Beautiful. Oh.
Yeah. It's a foreign accent.
Oh, beautiful. It's not one that I actually know in my languages. Great. Well then, I repeat the same little intro I did to the others. Hi, me and my troop have been sent from our caravan. We have spotted this oasis and we would like to take a rest here for the night so that in the morning we don't all drop dead from exhaustion and dehydration. That is really all we could ask. Nothing else.
How many people are you in your caravan?
I'm counting on the map for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many people, like, approximately?
Make a smart check.
Are you kidding me?
No.
No, I have this calculator in this game. That's a 9. Okay, that's okay.
Around 50 people.
That would be around 50 people, including children.
That's quite a lot.
Yes, but for one night. We have children to nourish, and other people who cannot fend for themselves. They really need a place where they can at least rehydrate.
What guarantees can you bring me that you won't try to slaughter us in our sleep?
Because we are severely out, because even though you are with a lot less people, we are combat-wise severely outnumbered by you. Also, it would make 0 sense for us to attack someone who is offering us something, because attacking always gives you the disadvantage of being able to lose people on our side. We have no interest and gain nothing from attacking you.
Can you make a persuasion check?
Can I help?
Which I am fucking.
So Ryan, you want to say something?
Yeah, I would. We have collateral, and I offer the
Yeah.
small chest of money.
Oh, she opens it.
Not a bad persuasion check.
That's quite a lot of money. And you succeeded in your persuasion check, so wonderful. And I was about to give you a bonus for the offer, let's say. That's fine. We'll set you a place to rest for the night. As long as everyone keeps their distances, and notably, I don't want any of your weapons into my camp. And in exchange, I will make sure that my own warriors don't come to trouble you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I turn to the group. Think that's it. Take our things and we're going.
Let's go tell everybody the good news.
Yes.
Hopefully they have a weapon check system with little slips of paper so that they can reclaim their stuff.
Yes. So you go back to the caravan. They give you back your weapons, and they haven't stolen anything from it. You get all your stuff back. And you bring the good news to Aurelia, who is quite happy with you, and so the caravan starts moving for the night. So you set camp. Everyone, the Crimson Legionaries, make sure that there is a kind of defensive perimeter around the caravan. And is there something that you want to do during this night at the Oasis?
Yes. I would like to tell as many of the Crimson Legionnaires as possible that, hey, you're very lucky we got it without too much trouble. We got this place. Do not provoke the other people. Do not provoke the other people. Okay?
They are orcs. And then there is so that's one soldier that tells you that, and then there is this captain who comes and smack him in the head and say, "Come on, I am an orc. Have some respect, dude." But they are
little question.
Yes.
Magic in this system. I works with PowerPoints. Where can I find those on my sheets?
So your power points are on below the powers section. There is
Okay.
the powers header, and then there is a number of power points. I think it's 15 out of 15 for you.
Okay, perfect. Because I'm going to look at the things that I can do because haha,
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And I also have a potion to regain some of them, so it's fine. That one soldier that said, but they're orcs and also still got smacked. I might. I mean, I have a trait that's morbid, so why not? I'm going to cast fear on him.
Okay. Can you make your spellcasting roll?
Okay, where is that spellcasting roll? Is that just the damage next to the spell, or because fear doesn't do any damage?
Yeah, but what is your spellcasting skill? So that would be in the arcane background. That's and it's not written exactly. There is a spellcasting skill just between riding and stealth. You have a d6.
Yeah, spellcasting. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So he looks at you with a shiver in his spine.
I point my finger and almost touch his chin and say, if I see you make one wrong move towards those people, I will make sure you get back in one piece. But on my terms. My terms.
Yes. Can you remind me Stribox pronouns? Or are you male or female presenting?
I'm male presenting, it's fine.
Okay. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Louder.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
And then I pet his head. Good boy. And leave.
And he's going to, and he's hurrying back to his group. So the captain looks at you and says, I don't know what you did to him, but I need to learn how to do it.
Let's just say that there's multiple ways of going about it. But having a very, very good threat always works. And death is never the threat. It's something way worse than death. And it winks.
You say that he shivers as well. You earn a Benny for that. So the night is going to happen. Is there something specific that you want to do, knowing that, for example, the halfling bards, more specifically, are going to ask permission to go to the nomad camp and to play music for them or with them?
I think Sivan would, upon hearing that, just try and tail them to make sure they don't fuck up and make a whole incident.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm not going to follow them, but until I just go to sleep, I'm going to make sure that the nomads don't come into our caravan, and that apart from the halflings, none of our caravan go into their kind of camp.
Can you make a common knowledge check, Ryan, please?
I sure can. Nope, I'm not in Roll20 because I popped out my character sheet. Oops.
Fine.
Ooh, that's a raise.
You recognize one of the bards. You have seen her in Leonie, and you know that she's a very, very, very skilled bard. That so the Night of Chronicle is a kind of bardic festival that happens every year in Leonie, and she always amazes everyone there. So that just to give you some indication. So they are going to play, and Minty, you are here to witness that. So they try to play a little bit with the other bards from the region. And it's very funny because even though it's a music that you don't know yourself, I believe, the music from the desert, but the halflings, they clearly they do, and they share that music. And there is one halfling who is clearly very talented and who plays a lot of different types of flutes. And at one point, there's something quite weird that happens because she gets, it's not a real flute, it's a very big instrument that is almost bigger than her. It's a kind of wooden tube that curls and turns around itself and that surrounds her. And it's painted as if it were a snake with scales of black, green, and red and yellow. And the mouth, so the end of the instrument is sculpted as the head of serpent. And the music, and she plays that instrument solo, so without anyone else playing with her. And it's a very weird music, even compared to the other weird music that you have heard this night. And at some point, you think that she's playing two melodies at the same time. It started with one melody, but then there are two melodies simultaneously, and then the two melodies start to fight against one another, and then at the end they converge back again. And you see, can you make a notice check, please?
Absolutely. I don't notice shit.
Yes, because you are absolutely transfixed, hypnotized by this performance. And a little bit after that, Ryan, you see the three elves who were also visiting the camp storm back in the caravan, and they are angry. Like, clearly they are upset. They are, two of them are trying to hold the third one to prevent him to draw his weapons or to do something rash.
I will approach them. Do you need any assistance?
Get lost.
I'm here to keep the peace.
Can you make a persuasion check or intimidation? Do you have intimidation?
I do not. So I'll take persuasion if you'll let me.
If you have persuasion, if you want, we can switch and you have intimidation instead of persuasion.
Okay, well, but I'll just... I've broken my desktop. It'll say persuasion, but...
Okay.
Could I spend a Benny on that, please?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. Better.
So one of the two who is trying to hold the other one says, well, very sorry about him. We'll calm him down and we'll don't worry about the peers. It's fine.
Give them a skeptical look, and as they walk away, like keeping them in my peripheral vision, but I don't push it.
Okay. They go back to the place where they are resting, and they are arguing amongst themselves in Elvish. If you speak Elvish, you can try to gather what they are saying. But
I do, in fact, speak Elvish.
Oh, make an Elvish check.
That's a D6. So it'll say athletics because that's just what I've got a D6 in.
That's good. Okay. So the gist of it is that they are very upset because the halfling, apparently one of the halfling used an Azat instrument. So the Azati, for those who don't know, maybe the Scarland, they are the serpent folk of the setting. And they are one of the most typical Titan-spawn species. They use an Azat instrument to play Azat music. It's an insult. How can she do that? Does she? Is she a Momo worshipper? We need to kill her. No, calm down, etc., etc.
I file it away, but don't pursue it.
Yes. Can you make a common knowledge check?
Yes. Barely, but it is assuming TN4 still a success.
Yes, 4 counts. You you think, listening to them, that they come from the Honso forest, which is one of the places that is the most corrupted in the Skylands, that has been notably corrupted because Momo was defeated here, and her blood has seeped through the forest and corrupted every beast, every tree in that forest, and that's where some of the elves of Gaspard lived. So you think that's where they come from, and that would also explain their hatred.
Is Aurelia easy to find?
Yes.
Then I will kind of approach respectfully and wait until I'm invited to speak.
So they see that you're on their doorstep in a way, and they hush themselves, and so one of them, who seems to be the most moderate of the lot, turns toward you and, what do you want?
There may be a cultural misunderstanding happening that may lead to trouble.
Care to explain?
And I will explain everything that's just happened.
Okay. Wait, you are talking to the elves, right?
No, the caravan owner. Sorry.
The caravan. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I knew that the elves would be trouble. But they paid, and they paid well for the spot in the caravan. They have weapons, right?
Did they? Yeah. Well, yes, because you said that they were preventing him from drawing. I nod, unfortunately. Thank you for warning me. I'll take care of it from here. Thanks. In which case, I will nod and just return to where I was sitting. Not quite sentry, but doing something very similar to that.
Yes. And so you notice that shortly after, Aurelia leaves with so the dwarf and the giantling, the strange humanoid, who is guarding typically this caravan, this wagon. They go to the elves. They have a very animated discussion, and then they come back later. Anyone wants to do something else? Otherwise, we'll take a quick break right now. No? Okay, so let's take a 5 minutes break to refresh, bathroom, cats, whatever you need, and we'll meet at, well, in 5 minutes. I don't know in which time zone you are, so at 35, let's say 35. So the caravan emerges after the night at the oasis without too much trouble and no further incidents between the two groups. So congratulations. And you're going to go through a little bit, and now you are really entering the sand desert. And one day, Aurelia is coming to see you. She's a bit upset. She seems fidgety, and something. She has clearly something on her mind. So, listen, you did very well with negotiating our stay at the Oasis, and I need you to do something quite similar again. It's a little bit more sensitive. I can't do it myself because I have other things to do, unfortunately, but I trust you to not mess it up. It's relatively important because right now we are going to enter Sutak territory. So half a day from there is a cave. In that cave, you're going to meet with a Sutak chieftain, and you are going to pay him a tribute that we already discussed in advance, him and me. And you're going to bring that tribute to him, make sure that they understand that they have to not attack us for the entirety of our trip through their territory, and go back alive if possible. So it's very important because even though we are quite well prepared to fight anything, it's better if we don't. All right? So here, and she gives you two small packages. So the first one is, you're not sure what it is. It's a kind of, it's large like that. It's very solid. It's wrapped in a kind of cloth. It's probably some kind of medallion or amulet or something like that. It's hard like metal inside. And okay, so that's the price that we agreed upon. And then she gives you a second chest, a little bit like the one that she gives you to for the Oasis. A little bit bigger. This time it has a lock, and she gives you also the key of the lock. And that's if they are not happy with first prize, that can serve as a kind of backup, or if you need to negotiate a little bit more. So that's extra for them. Or try not to piss them off.
I look
But
down
then-
at myself, and as a manticora, I'm adapted to hot climates, and I'm not wearing much beyond just my, like, the robe I wear as armor. I may need a hooded cloak. My people in the Sutax historically have not gotten on well.
No. I want to send a message as well.
Are we your messengers or are we your sacrifice?
Right now, you are our messengers. But we need to still give a message of strength. Because it's the only thing that they respect. And if we appear weak, they might try to attack us regardless. Josie, quick question for you. How
Yes.
well do you hide that you are a necromancer? And notably, when you got hired by Aurelia Suras, did you disclose that information, or did you try to hide it a lot?
I disclosed that I am a Holophaustian doctor. I never said I was a necromancer.
Okay.
Also, I am from the guild that likes to cause fear and everything,
Okay.
which I
The
discussed.
Tower of Fear?
So I'm with that guild.
Okay.
but I still do not like these people. But
Okay.
yes, it's they know I'm a Holofaustian, but they do not know
Okay.
I do things in corpse and corpse accessories.
Yeah. So she turns toward you and asks you, well, can you dress a little bit more Holofaustian, you know? Again,
More
then yes,
Holofaustian.
yes. You know the manteau, the coat and the scarf and the hat. Do you have that?
Do you want me to like bring some skulls as well and be?
Oh yes, 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 of course.
I was joking.
I'm not.
I will see what I can do.
You can make a smart check if you want.
Eh,
Yeah, it's you think that what she asked is a shitty decision.
sorry, repeat.
It's a what she asks is
Uh-huh.
a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I figured as
So,
much.
but then you know that she won't be here to check whatever happens.
I sorry, I guess I'll bring like one big Holofaustian-ish hat. That I will leave with, and the moment we are out of sight, I am going to ditch that thing like a frisbee.
Okay, good. All right. So, any more question?
Any idea how many of those we will have to talk to
Uh,
for
I
intel?
imagine the chieftain has a small retinue as well. Some bodyguards. I don't know. I wasn't going myself to go with a lot of people either. So a party of 4 like you are, I think should be enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who is this chieftain?
His name is Saruk. He's a chieftain of the Iron Heart tribe. And he's a Sutak. He's a Titan spawn, we know. But it's their territory that we are going to invade. And if we don't want any issue along the way, we need to abide by their rules.
We do what we can to survive, whether it's Titan spawn or whatever else, I do not care. Use every advantage.
Exactly. All right. I have to run. Good luck. And she scurries back to her to the wagons. You can take with you some horses, and is there any type of preparations that you want to make before leaving? She gives you a kind of rough sketch of where the cave is supposed to be.
Yes, I want to do something if that's okay.
Yeah.
I have detect/conceal arcana. I want to check what she gave us to give to these people.
Yeah. I'll make a spellcasting check.
Yes. That's a 5.
So the thing in the cloth is definitely magical. You feel that it's some kind of fire magic, you believe? And it's relatively strong. It's in fact, you know that some wizards better than you would have be able to detect the aura even without casting a spell. It's relatively powerful. I mean, you cast it and immediately it's there.
Okay. I go to the team. I don't know if you are going to like this or not, but this has a very, very strong magical aura related to fire.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't
Just
it?
mentioning, okay? Are any of us even more flammable than a regular person? Like your form, maybe, Sivan?
If my fur were flammable, I would be dead long, long ago.
Fair.
Though I'm surprised they didn't put more effort into concealing it.
I mean, it's kind of difficult to conceal something that is this heavily in your face. I am magical and I am fire. Like a cloth would not cover it, and I don't think like anything else would cover it. So
Wonderful. We're to meet with Titan-born tribe holding what is basically a beacon.
I'm not going to say that I would be able to use this. However, in the case that they try to use this against us and I can intercept it before that happens, I can also try to dispel this. I'm only saying that because it's an option. It's not a certainty. And I think I would be ripped to shreds in the process. Just mentioning. So it's maybe also safer if I hold it, if that's okay.
I have no idea what to do with magical items.
In general, stay far away from them if you don't know how to use magic, because sometimes they can have a will of their own. Anyway, and I put it in my satchel.
All right. So you depart towards the destination. I imagine that Ryan, you are going to lead the group. Can you make is there a kind of athletic check maybe or survival, whichever you prefer?
Athletics is better for me, so if you'll let me use athletics, I'm not going to say no.
It's essentially to see how fast you travel. So
17.
wow.
Like, am I on your back or something?
That's
Like,
that's a few raises right there.
So you arrive at the destination and you recognize it quite quickly because there is a canyon and below it there is a deep inside the canyon there is a cave. Here that's probably the cave, and there is no one there.
I just look around. This
Can
could be an ambush.
can I? Oh,
notice or survival check?
can I do another detect arcana, but like in a general
Okay,
area?
go ahead.
2 raises.
2 5s.
There is no magical aura in the area. And Ryan, you see them. You see a group approaching from a distance. 5 Sutaks on foot, clearly heading toward the cave. There is no ambush. Actually, you are in a position to make an ambush if you want to.
I will point that out to my companions. I also want to point out for people watching, we're all using the same dice roller. It's just the way Roll20 is working apparently today.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I also relate to the group that in this cave there's nothing like generally arcane. And also like in a wide radius, I am not feeling anything except that amulet that is just being an absolute nuisance to my sense, but that's fine.
Yes, it's annoying.
Shut up! Don't you have like a mute mode?
So you have a couple of hours before they arrive. Is there anything that you want to do, or do you want, in terms of you wait for them in a specific place, or you prepare some ambush, some trap, maybe some way to escape quickly. What's
So out of character as far as I'm concerned, do we want to ambush these Sutak?
Do we know if they're hostile?
They're almost certainly going to be hostile towards Zola, purely because Zola has the major hindrance of enemy, which means that if hostilities do break out, they will target Zola first.
Okay.
Don't like you.
In that case, Zola, since they're not very fond of like us, but you cannot hide it. Does like protection. I'm looking at the duration. That's 5. Is that 5 turns? Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just.
Sorry, Ryan. You can have, if you want, a cloak to hide you.
Cool.
It's just that Aurelia told you not to, but you can definitely take a cloak and hide you if you want to.
Zola, if combat does break out, I want to be in melee range of you, so I can immediately touch you to cast protection, because they will most likely, if they figure out that you're a manticore, they will spearhead you.
Thank you.
Question.
Yep.
I see on my character sheet I have the material components, but it doesn't list specifically what those are. Would that include something, I don't know, sticky or vine-like?
Yes.
Perfect. To fit the desert theme, I imagine Sivan's just going to be messing with something to prepare the spell Entangled in case they need to use it, but not cast it till it's needed.
Okay. So do you wait for them in the cave, in the canyon, at the entrance of the canyon?
I would. I mean, speaking for myself, for Zola, I would wait in a position where they can see I'm there, because I don't want to be accused of hiding to ambush them. But in a place where my presence is, oh, there's someone over there, I'll keep an eye on it. Not, oh, there's a Manticora over there, I'm going to kill them. Kind of just in the background. Also, I have a crossbow, so being further away doesn't hurt me in any way.
So, for example, in a position of elevation compared to where they are.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
But I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm there. I'm just trying to hide the fact that I'm a Manticora.
And you are all in this vicinity, or do you spread out?
I am right behind Zola.
Okay.
Siva will be close by, but not as close, like in touch range.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be kind of far away-ish, behind something.
Okay.
Or ambush. Crossbow.
Make a stealth check, please. In advance.
Yeah. Sneaky.
Yeah. And so between Zola, Stribok, and Sivun, which one of you would be the first one they see when they approach?
Probably Sivun.
Probably Sivan.
Okay.
So she's just there holding staff. She's putting the things away and she's just watching and waiting like a sentry.
Okay. So they approach. They are 5. 3 of them are fighters with kind of pole arms already drawn and clearly looking out for trouble. The 2 others, one of them is clearly the chieftain. He has a lot of small trinkets with him. He hasn't drawn his weapon, but you can see his weapon is in his back, and it's a very well-made weapon from what you can see. The 5th guy, actually woman, she has a tattoo on her chest, and the tattoo is kind of different circles, concentric circles that are broken at different places, a little bit chaotic, in a chaotic pattern, and they glow under the sun as if they were made of metal. So they see you, and they stopped, and the guards open up a little bit, and the chieftain comes forward, and so he keeps his distance. And says, with a very raspy voice, a very guttural voice, "Are you Asuras?"
Follow. And Seven will gesture to the direction of the others with her staff and lead them to them, pretending that she needs it to lean on, trying to get them to think that she's weaker than she actually is.
Okay. Can you make a performance check just to see if that works or not?
So I don't have that skill, so this is going to be an unskilled roll.
Yeah.
This is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So not fine, but not
Oh,
worst it could be.
Yeah. I mean, from your perspective, you are doing what an elderly Slytherin would do, right?
Just maybe not that good.
So they arrive to your position where Stribok and Zola are. She looks at you. How much did you do in? Can you make a stealth check, Zola, or did you make it already? Just to see if your disguise is convincing or not.
I believe that.
Ryan.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't trying to hide.
Oh, okay. So you don't hide beneath cloak.
Oh, sorry. To hide. Sorry, I'm not trying to hide that I'm there, but I can make the stealth check to hide being a manticore. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
Okay.
You are rolling incredibly well, Ryan.
19.
Well, you're not a manticore, you're a cat person. So they arrive at your position, and where is Azuras? Because she looks at the three of you because Xoxi is out of sight, and the guy doesn't see Aurelia Azuras, obviously. Are you messengers?
Yes.
Do you have your weapons drawn? Any of you?
I have a staff that does not look like it's meant
Yeah.
for combat. It's
Okay.
just, if you travel far, you might need it to lean on a little. I'm not conspicuous.
Okay. Same thing as with Minty, make a stealth check just to see if they can see through and consider you a threat or not.
No, okay. That is a roll.
No, that's good. I mean, it works.
You could spend a Benny to re-roll it. I mean, you did succeed though. So.
Yeah, target number is 4. That's what I wanted to see.
I'm gonna keep my 3 bennies. Thank you.
Yeah. So where is? Okay. So you say that you were messengers, right?
Yes.
Then give tribute to us.
I reach for my satchel and pull out the thing still wrapped in the cloth. And I don't just quite hand it to them yet, because I still want to get like a good feel on it to see if I can find like any like engravings on it?
They are definitively engraving on it.
Okay. Do you mean this?
The shaman comes forward and she casts a spell, unless you want to do something before she does.
She's casting something.
He's going to cast a spell.
Okay. I might make some enemies with this. I apologize. However, it is not an offensive action in my brain. If I see someone making a spell, can I do a dispel against that?
Yes?
I'm going to do that.
Okay. And I have to roll for her.
I'm going to use
Everything
a
is
penny.
fine.
I'm going to use a
Okay.
penny to reroll my spellcasting. That's better.
So you dispel her spell very quickly, and she's taken aback and
Holding it out and like making a whooshing movement to like whisk it away. We're not here to fight.
the shaman looks at you with small eyes. And she says something to the chieftain. We need to check it good.
What do you expect from it? Because from what I can feel from it, it has powerful fire magic. Is that what you expected? There it is. However, I am not afraid to keep dispelling things your shaman throws at us. Okay? I am not afraid to make sure that my troop is safe. I do not wish you any harm or to attack you in any form. Little eye twitch. However, this is a tribute. We give this to you, and our caravan can go through your territory unharmed. If this is not the case, I can do more than the spelling.
Can you make an intimidation check?
I do not have intimidation.
Uh, you don't. You know what? I mean, make a persuasion check.
Okay, I do have
Or
persuasion.
occult. That's fine. So
Occult is even better.
yeah. Because given that you are a sower of fear, on your character sheet there should be intimidation. I don't see.
We didn't pick.
Yeah, that's fine. But
thingy.
that's why I roll you. I make you roll a skill that's
Okay.
Okay. Anyone can make trinkets of fire. The price I assure us promise us was more. We need to check.
I look at the rest of my team.
Sivin will gently approach and hold out a hand for the parcel.
For who? Okay, for Strubek. Okay.
And they'll go the middle distance between everyone and just place it on the ground. There. No collateral, as it were. And they'll back away and let them do whatever checking they need to without someone touching it.
Do you it's still wrapped under cloth? Do you
Oh, they are not unwrapping that, because on one hand, they could be the little kids at Christmas unwrapping it. On the other, they have a sneaking suspicion about something with this, and they don't want to be the one to unwrap it if that suspicion is true.
So the shaman is going to walk towards the tribute. Do you take any action?
I make sure I look very ready
Okay.
to cast more defense if I have to.
Okay.
Only defense.
So she unwraps it, and you see that she's reading the glyphs that are written on the side. So for those who are close enough, so probably everyone except Bliss, what's inside is a sort of amulet that's very similar to the patterns that the shaman has on her chest. Minty, you know that's a symbol of Sulcas. Ryan, you know that too. Stribok, you might want, if you do a common knowledge check, you might know that as well. But that's a symbol of Tulkas, definitely, and there are things engraved on it.
I apparently know a lot about this for some arcane reason.
Okay. Okay. You recognize some of the symbols. It's a name. The name is Firaka. And why you know that name? It's that because it is a general, the Sutag general, who attacked Holocaust during the fourth siege. I need to do a very quick bathroom break. I leave you with that information.
Roleplay time.
For reference, as we know the symbols, Thulkus was a titan, the father of fire, the iron god, said to be an extension of the earth itself, an immovable force of animate lava, metal, and fire, destructive by nature. So real bad to have this amulet just lying around. He was defeated by one of the gods binding his essence into an arrow, and then that arrow being shot into the sun during the Divine War. So that's cool.
That's why I start sunburning easier now.
Maybe putting the god of iron and fire into a giant flaming ball, maybe that wasn't the best idea. I'm just going to put that out there.
How else are they
The
going to
sun
kill
is a
him?
deadly laser.
It's far away. That's the point, I guess.
Never mind, there's a blanket.
Let's see.
Also for everyone's, I can quickly go over my spells so everyone knows I have Arcane Protection, Detect, Conceal Arcana, Dispel, Fear, Healing, Protection, and Zombie. If you die, you're not really dead, I promise.
Apologies. So what do you do?
Having seen that this is an incredibly, presumably powerful magical item tied to the Divine War and the Titans, I am very slowly under my cloak, sliding a bolt into my crossbow.
Okay.
If I can, without them being able to hear it, I hope, I'm going to whisper to Zola. This specifically has to do with the ones that attacked Holocaust. I will not attack first, but in case of combat, please hold me back.
You get just like the barest hiss in response, but it's not like an aggressive hiss. It's just an understanding.
Minty, anything you want to say? Or Bliss as well?
I've got a bolt just aimed the whole time in first case of
Because
hostility.
You can feel that there has been immediately tension rising up in the scene.
I won't be the first to shoot, but I will be the second.
Minty, what do you do? If you
Seven may not know or have the emotional connection of Holophos, but they can kind of tell tensions are rising, so they just nod to the Sutak. That is our price. for maneuvering through your territory safely.
So the shaman turns to the chieftain and they speak in their tongue. Some of you speak Sutak, I think.
Not I.
Ryan, you do, I think.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
So for those who speak Sutak, it's essentially boils down to yes, it's what we need. And he says, okay, let's take it and move out of there. So the shaman is going to approach it, to take it in her hand, and then to walk back slowly. She has noticed that you are a little bit tense, so she doesn't turn her back to you. And as soon as she's far away from you, the guards are going to can make of a defensive position between the chieftain, the shaman, and yourself. Chieftain will tell you, price correct. You safe from us in our territory. We can't protect you from other.
That is not your duty or job, so we would not ask of it. Our transaction is complete.
I don't want to do this without the rest of the players' permission. Can I draw attention to myself? In which case, we can defend ourselves and the caravan. But, I have a Leone accent because that's my native language.
So you force the accent, right?
I don't force it. It's just it is my accent.
Okay.
My native tongue is Leonid, so I'd be speaking in, I guess, Lydian.
Yeah, we are speaking all in Elean during this scene. Let me check if he recognizes the accent. Can you make a Lydian check, I believe?
Yep, that's a D6 for me. So it'll say stealth, but because it's what I've got at a D6. Woo.
So he doesn't pay attention to it and say to you, well, farewell. We're done here. And they slowly walk back. They never turn their back to you. They just move backwards relatively slowly, but until they feel that they are at a safe distance, at which point they are just going to break into a run. What do you want to do?
The minute that they're out of sight, I'm going to throw off, because I check my character sheet, I do have a hooded cloak. I'm going to just take it off and bundle it into my bag because it is so hot for me as someone adapted for these climbs. Perhaps that was ill done.
What do you mean?
If it was a powerful relic of the divine war, they may be able to rally the Sutak to it.
The Sutak are animals. Animals vie for position all the time. I don't think they'll band together long enough before someone wants to take it.
I don't think that amulet will be in a position of that, in the possession of that shaman that long. The biggest, strongest one is going to take it from them, and then the bigger, stronger one will take it from them.
Either way, our job is done. Shall we get Zoshi and leave?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll come out of hiding and be like, well, that looked like it went well.
I don't know what I dispelled from the shaman. Could I tell what it was? Sorry, Alain.
Can you make an occult check?
Yeah, because I didn't know what I was counterspelling or dispelling.
No, but that's you believe it was a detection spell
Okay.
or identification spell, something like that.
Okay. Okay, so nothing offensive. But without warning, they tried to cast something. So, but everything went kind of well, I think. I do wonder how Sutak would look while as a son.
You know, because
Oh,
in Holocaust there are lots of syntax,
okay. But
skeletons, and
but that's
zombies.
specific shaman.
Oh yes,
Bitch.
probably the tattoos don't uh, transcend beyond this. Um, so that's done, and you come back to the caravan. I think we have 40 minutes left, right? So we need to start maybe wrapping up. When you arrive back at the caravan, there is a little bit of a commotion and a little bit of chaos. The Crimson Legionaries are looking everywhere, looking a little bit lost. Some of them look at the horizon, wondering what to do. The Calassian have drawn their weapons and are protecting their charge quite openly. The halflings are in a corner, and what's happening is that the private quarters wagon has been violently open, and there's no sign of Aurelia Soras or the two guards that were guarding the wagon. The elves are absent as well. The refugees are huddled together and trying to not to cry or scream or whatever, because they are definitively terrified and don't understand anything.
What happened?
Who do you ask? Or do you try to figure that yourself?
Whoever's closest.
Okay, so you take so that will be a Crimson Mercenaries. I don't know. It's weird because the Aurelia left with something or someone, and then the elves said something like, "No, she can't escape," and we tried to stop them, but they had their I mean, they attacked us, and then they tried to follow the Aurelia, and we didn't know what to do. And
I
so
nod.
that's captain of the rear guard, the very nice lady, but who clearly is out of her depth.
In which case, kind of just realizing she's probably not going to be able to take control of the situation, and I appear to be the closest thing that we have to a military specialist. Guard the caravan. We will follow.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, the thing is broken, so we need to repair it first. So it's a mess. I hope nothing bad happens. So do you try to follow the elves and the groups that?
Yes, I'll. If Shoji, Stribok, and Sivun are not close enough to hear that, I'll relay that so that we're on the same page about what's happened. But then I'd follow the elves as best I can.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you make a survival check?
I can sure try. This is where my luck runs out. Nope. It continues.
All right.
Nice.
So following them was quite not too problematic because they haven't left for too long and in the sand They are quite easily traceable, trackable. So you notice 7 pair of tracks. So there are clearly the 3 elves. You can spot them because they are very light and almost, you know that without the other tracks, you wouldn't have found the track of the elves. Then there is a human track, human footsteps. There is 2 bigger footsteps that could probably be the dwarf and the giantling. And the last set of footsteps is a child or halfling, but it's a small footstep. And presumably human, or I mean, you don't know, it could be just wearing boots or something, but
I would point all of this out so that we're all on the same page. And then I would also relay about the tension between the elves and the halfling bard last night with the Asathi music.
all right. And you progress forward, and you arrive at a body in the sand. It's Aurelia's Ras. She's been wounded. She bleeds a lot from the shoulder, from the hip, from the belly. She appears unconscious or dead.
I'm a doctor, technically.
Yep.
Can I try and see if she's still alive and if she can be saved?
Oh, make a healing check.
Nice.
She's barely alive. She won't be alive for long unless she receives urgent medical healing. The good thing is that this happened not too long ago, so you can so magic can be of use. You know that you don't have the skill to patch her up without magic.
Yeah, I'm going to heal. It's less than an hour old then, I think, so then I can just use regular healing.
Yep.
Removes a wound and erase removes. How many times would I have to cast in order for her to be somewhat stable again?
You would need 2 successes or 1 success and a raise.
Okay, so I roll spellcasting for that?
Yeah.
For the Twitch and YouTube audiences, 22 on the skill die, 1 on the wild die.
With a D6. A D6. Well, it's fine. It's fun. So you start to cast your spell, and you remember that actually she has the exact same wound that one of the patients on which you learned actually to healing magic. She has the exact same wound of that patient. So it's like, yes, I know what to do. And very quickly you conjure the energy of death and life, and you separate the two in her body and her soul, so that you can almost bring her back to life. And she jolts awake.
Calm.
What's going on? What's going on?
Shh. I need you to stay calm for a while, not for your mind, but for your body, okay? I brought you back from being
Work,
nearly
right?
dead.
Miana, you need to save Miana.
Who?
Miana. They have taken her. Please.
Do you think like could I leave her behind and she would be somewhat fine and not actively dying? Like, can she walk?
She can walk. You have healed all form of broken bones, all forms of major damage to the organs, internal organs. She's in a lot of pain, you think. So moving could be difficult and painful, but she can technically. She might not want to.
Okay. I don't know if you prefer to stay here or move back, but we cannot take you there in order to save them. Okay?
Yeah. They are going. They were going in that direction. Please save them. Save her.
Okay. What does the rest think?
Okay.
Can you all make a common knowledge check? And that's a difficult check. So 5, 7. Okay, makes sense. 7. So Sivun. So you heard the name Miarna. You know that's a dwarvish name, and that it was the name of a dwarvish queen. So it's a relatively common name in dwarvish, but not reserved for nobility, but it's a certain stamp of honor in a way to have that name. All right. And clearly, Ryan, you see the tracks, and they are definitely pointing in the direction that Aurelia is pointing to. So you continue, I imagine, in your hurry. And you arrive at a very strange scene. It's a kind of standoff. On one side, there are the 3 elves, weapon drones, and one of them has a young Azat girl in her custody. I mean, they have tied her, and they prevent her to get closer. On the other hand, on the other side, there are 3 Azati. Also, they have drawn their weapon. Behind them, there is a kind of pit in which you hear the hiss of 1,000 of snakes. Ryan and Zola and Sivun, you know that kind of place of worship for Momo or something like that. And they are wounded. They have already fought each other, clearly. But they have kind of drawn back and waiting to see which one strikes first again.
Have they noticed us? Or are they too focused on each other?
It depends on whether you want to be noticed or not. If you want to be noticed, they will notice you. If you don't want to be noticed, I will ask for a stealth check.
I'm going to make that stealth check. If everyone's cool with that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, they don't notice you.
Wow.
23.
And 1.
The dice are really weird today. I'll take a group check, so one of you, I wouldn't take the highest. So they haven't noticed you yet.
So quietly to, my companions, how do we wish to handle this?
Well, I kind of want to figure out who's in more danger, because I don't believe like, the elves have a child.
Does it look like the elves? Just so I know I'm on the same page. Does it look like the elves are trying to kill the kid?
Make a notice check or empathy if there is a skill. I don't know which one you prefer.
I'll take notice. 22.
That is a 22 on the regular die, on a D8, and a wild die of 8.
That's so. Not immediately. They don't have a blade on her throat, for example.
Okay. More just holding her back.
But you feel murderous intent in their eyes.
And as a scout, do I think that this Asathi child would have left the small footprints that we've been following?
Yes.
Okay. I would convey that to my companions. And then, sorry, Josie, I think you were saying something about a plan.
Yeah. About like who is being the aggressor and who is.
Yeah. Notice check as well.
Let's see how good my eyesight is.
It's the elves. The elves attacked.
Okay.
And I mean, you saw the wounds from Aurelia.
Mm-hmm.
They are the one who attacked Aurelia. The elves.
Okay, so they're like elven made wounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone got any idea?
Are you relaying that the elves attacked?
Yes, I am relaying that the elves attacked earlier. Because I've apparently, according to my role, I've healed elven wounds before, so I recognize like the type of slash that that those blades leave.
Yeah.
And if you then relay that they also have murderous intent on the child, eventually I think we can safely assume.
I would also, because this is me, like out of character, I don't know how familiar you are with Scardlands and the setting and stuff, but Mormo is another of the Titans. Very bad to worship Mormo.
We cannot let those snakes eat that little child.
So this could be a situation where, as a lot of the times in Scardlands, both parties are equally at fault, and we just have to pick the lesser evil as we see it.
Child.
No, go ahead.
The child is also Asathi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the child is Asathi. Yeah.
I don't quite care on who they worship. I only care that there are members of our caravan that attacked one of our own. As far as I'm concerned, they are dead weight now.
We can't have that.
The boss did tell us to rescue who I assume is the child.
I can try something, which is technically not violent. However, it can still be seen as an offensive action to them. So I need you to back me up in case it goes south, okay?
Always.
Yes.
The most devious grin splits the box face. Perfect. And I really don't know how good this is going to be. But I am going to Mexican standoff style go in between the two groups, turn to the elves with the child, and I am probably going to give this child a heart attack, but sorry, that is collateral. It's going to be fine. But I am going to once again cast fear, but put more points in it to give it area of effects.
Okay, so you can affect the group of the elves or the group of the Azati, but not both?
Well, I think I want to scare the elves so that they in any way, like, I don't know, return the child. Makes sense? Or
And
am I
that will
interpreting
scare
something wrong?
Yeah, that will scare the child as well.
A
All right.
small price to pay.
Yes, I understand.
So that's 2 power points in general. That's 4 in total. That 1, 2, 3, 4. That's spellcasting, right?
Yes.
I'm going to use a point for that.
Benny, yes.
That's better.
All right. Let me check something real quick. Ba-da-ba-bam.
By the end of this game, I will have not raised a single zombie. God damn it.
I'm disappointed.
Sorrows, prayers.
Can someone roll a d20, please? And with +2.
Okay. 1d20 plus 2.
Yes.
That's a 14.
That's a 14. Fantastic. You see that the elves are visibly affected by your spell. They look at you with an expression of horror, like, who are you?
I just like cast the fear, and then I don't know what how is the child doing?
The child, she is cowering in fear. She's in fetal position. She's muttering something that you can't quite hear.
Okay. Give the child to us. I will not take no for an answer. This is a command, not a suggestion. I can do things far worse than kill you if you do not comply.
Can you make an occult check? The reason for that is I want to see how much necromantic energy oozes from you, and if they can perceive it.
I'm gonna roll my last point for that. What repairing a doll does to someone. Well,
Yeah,
fuck me, I guess.
that was useful.
Still. If it might help with anything, I also have a hindrance that says morbid. Maybe that makes me a bit creepier. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet me in a back alley.
One of them takes the child by the arm and throws her back to you. And you hear some hate in her voice when the elf says, "Fine. Have the Titan spawn in your care."
Well, whatever it is, it's a fucking child, you know?
And so she grabs you, the child grabs you, and she goes, "But I'm not Titan spawn."
It's okay, darling. It's okay. It's okay. Like they're like wearing a coat, like put her like half under. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I think
I hope.
Seven.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
As that's happening, Sivan will turn to the other Asathi, and they actually know Asath.
Okay.
So she will ask in their language, "Is this one of your brood?"
She is my niece.
What happened here?
We were meant to recover her. We had a deal with Aurelia to bring her back. And instead, the elves arrived and attacked us. But what can you expect from elves, right?
Strulok, does the child wish to go with them?
Hey, darling, where do you want to go?
I want to go home.
I know, but tries to reformulate that. Do you want to go with those people? And points at the other side.
I don't know them.
Where is your home?
Durover?
Do I know where that is?
Yeah, so Durover, let's go back to the map. Durover, it's a country in this mountain here. And it's a place, it's a country that is torn by war because essentially the Calastian wants to invade it and to conquer it.
I take the kid with me, like, to my group to, like, bring the kid to, like, a more neutral group in this fight, and I like converse a little with Res, like, what do we do? What is the safest? What will land both the child and us in the least trouble?
We were told to rescue her.
Okay. So we
They say they made a deal to return her here.
what to return her here to throw it in the pit?
Oh,
A deal with who?
Aurelia told me that you would bring back to my uncle, but I don't know him.
Have you met him before?
No, never. But then I never met Nazati.
Where are your parents?
They are dead.
Oh, this situation.
Wow.
And Sivan will turn to the others, like the Asathi. What proof do I have that you are who you say you are? After all, it wouldn't be uncommon for certain beings to just get rid of the young. And they're trying to see if this provokes like anything emotional, or are they just like, yeah, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Make a empathy check or notice check, whichever you want.
I would love to do notice because I believe I am very, very callous and don't have empathy, which is very tragic for this instance.
Yeah. So they feel insulted by what you are saying. And the Atat looks at you and he says, how do you expect me to do that?
You're saying you cannot. What was her parents' names?
Siestra
Looks to the kid to confirm.
was Siestra. Uh, yeah, maybe I mean, people at the orphanage, they didn't really talk about her too much, but yeah, might be that.
Anything further will just detract us from
Well, I
getting back
have
to the
a
caravan.
small medal from her. So she gives you a small amulet or a small token. It's a wooden token, and it's carved in the effigy of Madriel. And on the back, there are some things written in Azat that might be some names of family crests. You don't know.
Oh, it's Madriel, right?
Correct.
Oh no. Hmm. That's a complication. E, ah, ooh, There's a slight problem. And saying this to the group with the look of, oh shit.
What's the problem?
Holds up the amulets to the deity and then looks to the pit of worship to the Titan. There might be a slight issue.
For further context for anyone watching who may not know, Madriel is the Redeemer, the Archangel of Mercy. This is like the best god.
She's the nicest god. God of the sun, of healing, of mercy, redemption, God of the sky. Yeah.
So this kid has a token of mercy and everything, and they're trying to throw the kid into a pit of snakes, kind of?
No,
Or
is it the people wanting to raise her are followers of Mormo, the quote, god of witches and hags, while simultaneously delighting in acts of espionage and assassination.
Yeah, okay, no. I do not consent to this adoption.
There's someone you forgot to ask.
So unfortunately, we're running a little bit late. So we won't be able to conclude this scene. I just want to know what kind of approach you want to do. If you want to try to escape with her, to fight, whatever.
my combination of hindrances means that I would very much be one of those you take her, I will hold them off people. So that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I say I would probably be on the team of grab her, run, let these guys sort it out amongst themselves, or, try to attack us. But hopefully we'll be long gone by then. Take her
Okay.
back to the caravan.
If you take care of the kid and bring her to the caravan, I will retrace my steps and go back to Aurelia to get her back to camp.
Okay. And Minty?
Seven would stay for a fight.
So you stay with Zola to fight and give the other an opportunity to escape. Okay. So the fight will be cruel. There are three different groups that are trying to get to the that. You manage to put the Azats or put the elves between the Azat and you, which was a smart decision so that you're not taken into two different groups. But at the end of the day, you two are going to fall from your wounds, but you're given enough time for Xuxi and Joey to come back to the caravan, where with Odia you can mount a certain defense. The elf will never come back to the caravan. Ryan and Minty, you're going to be actually saved. Sorry, saved by strange figures that comes to you while you are lying on the sand, bleeding and dying. From a distance, it looks like a small child with two wings spreading on her backs. And as they approach, you see that it's not wings, she's actually carrying two big pails of water on a staff, and that the staff and pail of water that look like wings. She gives you water, she nurses your wounds, and then she tells you to go in a certain direction, to follow the sun, and you follow. So you follow her directions and reach an oasis where you will meet the rest of the caravan. And you notice that after leaving you, that figure is going to help the other people who have been wounded in the fight, or wounded or killed. And that concludes our adventure. So thanks a lot for playing with us. I think, I had some fun. I hope you had too. We don't have a lot of time, so we are going to do the outros. If you could each so remind us who you are, where we can find us on the internet, and if you have published some stuff relatively recently, don't hesitate to promote it. It's your time. Starting with you, Minty.
All right. Well, hi, everyone. I've had the pleasure of playing Civen. You can find me here on Twitch at @Bo. Trying to get back to streaming. Got to work out the work situation. Look up Minty Bo on most socials. Find me there. Reminder, I'm demented on the internet, 18 plus only, and I'm just happy to be here. No publishing, just a happy little gremlin.
Yes. Josie.
Hi, my name is Josie. I do not publish anything, but I am part of a audio drama of a dark fantasy novel called Her Crown of Fire. We're just getting into publishing our last season, so things are going to hit the fan. And yes, it's also queer because I'm the lesbian love interest. That's all.
Fantastic. Bliss.
Hello, I am Bliss Steele. If you are over 18, you can go to blisssteele.com and find me there. I do spicy video gaming streams, and I have also written a couple of things for Odysseys and Overlords, and you can check that out at DriveThruRPG. Just a couple little things. But yeah.
Thanks. Ryan.
And I'm Ryan. I was playing Zola. I do have things published. I'm a freelance writer for Onyx, and I also have community content. A lot of the community content is, I believe, currently on sale as part of the kind of like wide DriveThruRPG sale, with a lot of Onyx Path titles at 50% off.
Fantastic. And I believe that we will see some of you again at certain panels and actual plays, correct?
Yes, I'm on Curseborn, which is the next actual play after this, and then I'm on the Trinity Continuum panel today.
Yes, and you will also see me in Curseborn, and with 50 minutes behind that, you will see me in, I think it's Trinity.
Fantastic. I've been Alain Giorla. I'm he, him. You won't find me on any social media, but you can find me on Discord and the Onyx Pass server. I've published a lot of stuff on the Slash Vault, and a lot of that stuff, actually, there are a ton of details in these small adventures that come from things that I've published. Recently, we've published a big book of monster, so check that out if you like monster for the Skylands. I will be in the community content panel tomorrow evening. And with that, you can follow Onyx Path Virtual Con at twitch.tv/TheOnyxPath. There is a panel starting in 30 minutes, which is a They Came From panel, I believe. And with that, I hope that you have a wonderful con and see you all.
I think
Bye.
that they came from panel starting in a minute.
In a minute. Oh,
So
Go
I'm going
check
to
it out.
hit that /raid
Yes.
command and send everyone over there. But thank you all.
Holy crap.
That 10-second raid countdown is brutal.
Oh, it just started. Absolute boring. To go see if the window needs to be closed.
So lesson learned.